Good evening, students. Today we are starting this chapter 2, chemical equations and calculations. So under this first point, what is meant by chemical reaction? What is a chemical change? Chemical reaction. Chemical reaction means when one or more components changes their energy quantities, they separate into individual atoms of the compounds. Individual atoms of the elements in the compounds. Individual atoms of elements in the compounds. Now these atoms realigned into new substances. So whatever these atoms are coming out from the reacting part, and these atoms are realigned, regrouping and forming new substances. This phenomenon is called chemical reaction. Phenomenon is called chemical reaction. So these chemical reactions, when we observe, we can sometimes, based on the temperature or based upon the colors, based upon the mass, based upon the precipitation, like the different characters we are using for observation of the chemical reaction, whether it is carried out or not. But when we observe something, original substances lose their characters. So the chemicals which are participating in the chemical reaction losing their properties because they breaks into simple individual atoms. Hence, these may be products which differ from physical and states colors. Chemical changes may be exothermic or endothermic. Sometimes they are absorbing heat energy, net heat energy, so it is called endothermic. Sometimes the net heat energy is releasing is called exothermic. So they may be endothermic or exothermic, and heat may be liberated or absorbed. Endothermic means heat absorbed, exothermic means heat liberated. So they may form an insoluble substances. Then you are calling precipitate reaction. Sometimes the newly formed substances, sometimes they are in a solution state, sometimes they are forming a solid state. So when they are forming a solid state, a solution is called the precipitate reactions. Sometimes gases are evolving. So let us observe this one. Say for example, we are taking the ring granules in a conical flask. Then we are adding the hydrochloric acid. We observe that some colorless films are evolved from the conical flask. So when we bring a burning matchstick, it blow out with pop sound. That indicates there is some gas is liberating, colorless gas is liberating. The reaction is carried out. So this blow out with a puff sound indicates the liberating gas is hydrogen gas. Sometimes this you can say what reaction is zinc treated with hydrochloric acid. So another one is the sodium sulfate and barium chloride. Sodium sulfate solution is a colorless. Barium chloride is also colorless. Both are colorless. When these two solutions, colorless solutions, mix together, then it changes into a milky white precipitate along with colorless solution. Both are forming. So this milky white precipitate is because formation of the barium sulfate, and the colorless solution forming is called sodium chloride. So here also you find precipitate, one of the product is the precipitate, means it is a solid state settled at the bottom in a white precipitate. So this is called precipitate reaction because one of the product in the reaction is a precipitate, so it is called precipitate reaction. So another one is the, when you take the quick lime, when add some water, what happens? Quick lime, when add some water, quick lime means calcium oxide. When add some water, react with water and heat is forming. And along with it, there is some colorless solution is forming, and the solution is called lime water. When we test the lime water with a litmus paper, it changes red litmus into blue color. Red litmus to blue. So that it is a base solution. Basic nature. It is a basic nature. So let us take. So these reactions, chemical reactions, if you write the names of the compounds, names of the products, it is a tedious job. It is a risky job. Not easy to write every time. Repeatedly these lengthy names of the chemical compounds. Instead of writing these chemical names of the chemical compounds, we are using short notation by using the formulae and symbols of, and symbols of the chemical components and reactants and products. Both are called chemical components. These chemical components which are involved in chemical reaction are represented by symbols or by formulae. So this representation is called short notation. So the representation of a chemical reaction in a short notation is called chemical equation. It is called chemical equation. So the word chemical equation of the above reaction, calcium oxide plus water, calcium hydroxide. See this one. Calcium oxide plus water is calcium hydroxide. So in this case, calcium oxide, this is a lengthy answer. So it is not advisable to write every time these names of the compounds. It is a tedious job. So if you write like this, how many atoms are participating? How many atoms of each are participating? And what elements are present in that compound? How many atoms are there? So these things we cannot understand just by writing this chemical reaction. Instead of this, if we wrote this chemical reaction by using symbols and formulae, we can say that how many molecules are involved, how many molecules of product is produced, how many atoms of each element participated, how these atoms are realigned. We can say easily by using that. Say for example, calcium oxide, like CaO is the formula, water H2O is the formula. Then you find calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. So in this case you find how many calcium atoms are involved here? One calcium, here is a one calcium, two oxygens, two hydrogens, here is a two hydrogens. So here is a, itself is balanced. Now I understood that how many moles are participating, how many moles are produced. Is a 1 mole of calcium oxide, 1 mole of water gives 1 mole of calcium hydroxide. We can say easily. So this we can understand by using this chemical equation. This is called chemical equation for the reaction. So in this chemical equation, the chemicals which are involved, which are participating in the reaction are called reactants. So these two are participating. So these two are called reactants. And this is the thing which is produced called product. This is called product. So the chemicals which are involved in the reaction, which are participating in the chemical reaction are called reactants. and generally they represent the left hand side of the arrow mark, and the chemicals which are produced in the as a product, they represent in the right hand side of the arrow mark. So this arrow mark indicates the direction of the reaction. So in what direction the reaction takes place, from left to right. If there is more than one reactant or more than one product, so they are linked, they are joined with a plus sign, they are joined with a plus sign. Involved in the reaction, they are joined with, they are linked, or they indicate by plus sign between the, like this. These two are reactants. These two are more than one, means they put a joined linked with a plus sign. The product is only one, need not put any plus. So write a chemical equation for this reaction. Zinc react with hydrochloric acid. So this one, zinc react with hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid produces zinc chloride plus hydrogen. So in this case, can you say how many zinc atoms are involved? How many hydrochloric acid molecules are involved? How many zinc chloride molecules are produced? How many molecule hydrogen is produced? So we cannot say just by seeing this chemical reaction. So these, instead of writing the chemical reaction, we are writing the symbols and formulas of the compound. Here zinc is the element, you write the symbol is Zn. Hydrochloric acid is a compound, you write the formula of the compound. Then you write the zinc chloride is a compound, the formula ZnCl2. Hydrogen is a gas, you can put it. So we can find 1 mole of zinc react with 1 mole of HCl, producing 1 mole of zinc chloride, 1 mole of hydrogen. So is the balance not balanced? So you can write it 2HCl. Then it means 1 mole of zinc, 2 moles of HCl gives rise 1 mole of zinc chloride and 1 mole of hydrogen gas. So then you can say it is a balanced. Same thing you can say here. In this case, gas is produced. In this case, gas is produced. In this case, only liquid product. Next, sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate react with barium chloride. Barium chloride gives rise barium sulfate plus sodium chloride. Barium chloride plus sodium chloride. So this is the chemical reaction. For this, how can we write this answer? We write the formula. Sodium sulfate formula is Na2SO4, sodium sulfate, plus barium chloride, BaCl2, gives rise to barium chloride, barium sulfate, BaSO4, plus sodium chloride, NaCl. So we get balance. So this is the indicates here. Barium sulfate is a precipitate, solid state. So it is called precipitate reaction. Precipitate. So by using this equation, you can say how many atoms of sodium element involved, how many atoms sulfur is involved, how many atoms of barium is involved, how many atoms of chlorine is involved, how many oxygen is involved. We can write easily by seeing this chemical equation. So chemical is very, very important for the chemical reactions in the chemistry. So general what is saying, element is assigned with a symbol, compounds are assigned with a formula. So remember, so here all these are formula, means all these are compounds, but in this case a symbol, element, this is a compound, this is a compound, this is the element. So you can write element, generally symbol, and compounds with a chemical formula. Next, balancing of chemical equation. Why should we balance? What is going to balance? According to law of conservation of mass. According to law of conservation of mass, the mass in a chemical reaction, the mass neither be created nor be destroyed. The total mass remains constant before and after the reaction. So that is the first point. But according to John Dalton's, atoms are unbreakable. So atoms are not breaking into small particles in the reaction. One side. Second side, the mass remains constant. So this can be easily represented by balancing equation. So that is necessary. Balance means how many atoms of each element participated in the reactant side. The same number of atoms of each element should be present in the product side, but they may be in a different groups. But the total number of atoms must be equal. See, here is an example: sodium 2 atoms and sodium 2 atoms. Here is a sulfur. Sulfur is 1 atom. Here is 1 atom. Oxygen is 4 atoms. 4 atoms. Chlorine is 2. Here is a 2 atoms. So like this, the atoms may group in different way. So different atoms are aligned different ways. But before and after the reaction, the total number of atoms of each element must be equal, because the mass is conserved. The mass neither be created nor be destroyed. It remains constant before and after the reaction. To maintain the equal mass, the number of atoms should not be destroyed. They must be equal. They must be equal. For that we should write the balanced equation. So balanced chemical equation. So smallest particle of an element that takes part in a chemical reaction, that smallest particle of an element is called atom. So these atoms are the mass of any substance. The number of atoms of each element before and after the reaction remains same. So because they are not destroyed, atoms are unbreakable. According to John Dalton, they neither be created nor be destroyed. They are unbreakable. So therefore, the mass of the atom remains constant. All the chemical equations must be balanced. So according to this notation, according to this, what the concept is, the mass neither be created nor be destroyed. The mass remains constant before and after the reaction. So because of that concept, all chemical equations must be balanced, because atoms neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. A chemical equation in which the number of atoms of different elements must be equal in the reactant side and also in the product side. So same number of atoms in the product side is called balanced chemical equation. So what is meant by balanced chemical equation means the number of elements must be equal reactant side and product side. The number of atoms of each element must be equal reactant side and product side, so that the mass remains balanced. It is called balanced chemical equation. So next, one more word is called formula unit. What is a formula unit? So a balancing chemical equation involves finding out how many formula units of each substance take part in a reaction. Formula unit means in the chemical formula how many individual ions are present. That is called formula unit. So when atom of ion or molecule corresponding to give formula, say for example sodium chloride. In sodium chloride crystal, one sodium atom ion, one chloride ion together is called one unit. It is called one unit formula. One formula unit of sodium chloride example is one Na plus ion and one Cl minus ion. One formula unit of magnesium. See, understand here. So one formula unit of sodium chloride is one sodium ion, one chloride ion together is called one formula unit. Like this, barium chloride, one formula unit is a barium is one ion and two chloride ions together is called one formula unit. Sodium sulfate, two sodium ions and one sulfate ion is called one formula unit. This is called formula unit. Whether atom or ion or molecule corresponding to give formula. Suppose this is the formula, this is the formula, that is the formula. In that formula, so the number of atoms, ions of each element present. So that is called formula unit. So one formula in magnesium bromide is equal to magnesium ion, two bromide ions. One formula unit of water is two hydrogen ions, one oxide ions. So let us see this answer. So H2O is the formula. So in this formula, this is called formula of water. Formula of water. Now in this formula unit is two hydrogen ions, one oxide ion is called formula unit. Formula unit. So magnesium bromide MgBr2. So in this case, magnesium plus 2 ion and 2 bromide ions together is called one formula unit. This is called formula unit. Now take a balanced chemical equation system method. So when we are balancing the chemical equation, we should follow certain method. So what is that method? Let us see. First we have to write equation. Write the equation with the correct chemical formula for each reactant product. The step 1. What is step 1? For a chemical reaction, first you write the symbols or formula of the reactants and products correctly. That is the first step 1. Step 1, what is it? Write the equation. Write the chemical equation with the correct chemical formula. You have to write the chemical equation for a chemical reaction with the correct chemical formula for each reactant and products. Step 2. After writing the molecular formula of the substances, the equation is to be balanced. So step 2 is a balanced chemical equation. We have to balance the chemical equation by changing the coefficient numbers, suitable coefficient numbers, not by changing the numbers given in the formula. So what are the numbers? Suppose here is a H2O is there. In H2O, H is 2. This number should not be changed. If you want to change the number of hydrogen atoms and number of oxygen atoms, you have to change this coefficient number, the number present before the formula. That number you can change, but we should not change the numbers given, numerals given in the formula. That is the one. And before the molecular formula of hydrogen, you have to write H2. Suppose here is a hydrogen H2 means represent 2 hydrogen atoms. These 2 should not be changed. Suppose you want 4 hydrogen atoms. Here you write multiply with 2. 2 2s are 4. If you want to write 8 hydrogen atoms, right here is a 4. 4 is 8. Like that, coefficient number should be changed for balancing the atoms, but we should not change the number given in the formula or symbol, the number given in the formula of the compound or element. So step number 3, we should make the simple coefficient ratio. Means the coefficient numbers, make them into a simple ratio. We have to make it, since we require the lowest ratio, we should require the, suppose here is the 2:4:6:8. So that is a big number. So we make them into a simple number. All the number divided with 2. 1 is to 2 is to, okay, 4 is to 8, like that we should get the simple ratio. So to make the simple ratio, we should divide the all coefficient numbers with a common number. All coefficient numbers of the reactants products must be divided with a common single number, a common number. Then it gives the simple ratio. If no common factor is there, there is no need to divide the coefficient numbers. If a common factor is not there to divide all the coefficient numbers, then need not divide that coefficient numbers. You should write as it is. The above equation need not, no division of the coefficients. That ratio itself is a simple ratio. Last one is we have to verify the equation. Verification means we have to verify the how many atoms of each element present in the reactant side and the product side. Are they equal or unequal? You have to verify. If they are equal, good. If they are not equal, then you have to make them equal in the second equation again. These are the 4 steps are there. Step 1. What is step 1 is first you have to write the chemical equation to the chemical reaction with chemical suitable chemical formulae. Correct chemical formulae to the reactants and also to the product. Step number 2, you have to balance the equation. Whatever the equation we wrote in the first step, that equation you have to balance. So for balancing, we should not change the numbers given in the formulae. We should always place a suitable number in the coefficient position to make them into equal number, to equalize the number, to equalize the atoms of each element in reactant product side. We should put a suitable number in the coefficient position of the formula of the compounds, or elements. That is the second step. What is third step is we should always make the simplest coefficient ratio, means all coefficient numbers should be divided with a common number to get a simple ratio. If the coefficient numbers are not divided with a common number, then need not divide. We should take the numbers given in the balanced equation as it is. That ratio itself is the simplest ratio. And step number 4 is the verification. Verification important, means whether these atoms are equal or unequal. We should always write this each element symbol and write how many atoms in the reactant side, how many atoms are in the product side. If are they equal, or if they are equal, balanced. If they are not equal, not balanced, unbalanced. So like that you have to compare each element in the reactant side and product side number of atoms. So for each element, the number of atoms are to compare reactant side and product side to make them into equal. If they are not equal, then you have to re-verify the second step. Again you have to balance with the suitable coefficient numbers. That is the step number 4. So in the next class we can take the examples how to balance the chemical equations. Let us see next class.